So we're excited to chat with you guys today. I wanted to start off with us hearing all the good things, all the events that you've loved. I think we had a number of events this week, or maybe even events you're looking forward to, because I know Gwen's got one of those coming up. So let's start with that, if you guys don't mind, and then we'll get to our topic for today. Who loved a certain event? There was a Nalani event, there's a scavenger hunt. Tonight there's a bar party with Jen Crispin.
What does that mean?
That is, she's gonna show how to make
She's making bars instead of balls.
Oh, I thought it was like open bar.
I
like,
know.
all right, now we're gonna
Friday night.
She got you, didn't she?
Is rum
Juice plus cocktails.
Well, we have those, but she got you. And my event was last night.
Oh,
I competed with everybody last night.
There were 3 events last night.
Yeah. So it ended up being a team training. We had just team members on there, which was fine. And they could see how to read through the one simple change thing. So I practiced and they got to watch. It was perfect.
Good training.
Yeah. Yeah. That's what you got to do. I mean, and they needed to see that it's okay to do an event and it ends up just being practice and not be disheartened by that. And they could learn and ask questions. So it was great.
That's true, Gwen. I am in process of watching Dr. Nailani's event because I missed it, but I already tagged one of my friends who is going through this right now. She just confided in me that she has been diagnosed with breast cancer. And I said, oh, great. Well, not great. No, I said, thank you for reaching out to me and letting me know. Would you be interested in, hearing more about Juice Plus? And she said, yes, I would. And so I said, well, let me send you some information. I would love for you to ask your doctor what he thinks about it. And she came back to me and she said her doctor told her not to take Juice Plus. And I said, that's interesting. I wonder why. And she didn't get back to me. She said, well, keep me plugged in. I still want to hear, the events and hear what you have to say. And I tagged her on the event because it talks specifically about Juice Plus and how it doesn't heal, but it helps your body defend against disease. And so I think it would be very helpful for her to hear this.
Awesome. Yeah, I heard it was a powerful event, and I'm sure we all know people with breast cancer. So we could add them to that event. It's in the Healthy Starts at Home group. If you're not in there, ask to be added, and then you could tag your people. Okay, so there was the Nalani event. Oh, so Gwen, the event I was thinking about that you're going to do, there's a kombucha event coming up, and Carmen Maxwell has a whole list of fermented foods, I think it is, that she's going to showcase. And then at the very end, it's going to be on the November 29th to talk about the cranberry detox. So that's going to launch us into the next day, which is the cranberry detox. And we're going to have a detox group. So I'll work on making that event today. So just so you guys know, those kinds of things are coming up. And Gwen's going to teach how to make the SCOBY, which I find disgusting. And I have to get over it, I guess. And
you might dry them. Harley would like to eat them.
Oh, sure, I'm sure.
They're like jerky for dogs. It's okay, Dougie. It's okay.
And then kombucha, which I don't mind drinking, but I'm not sure I want to know how it's made.
She used to get grossed out when I was making it.
Yeah, I'm throw that out. Oh.
We're making science projects.
Right.
Pretty cool.
Where are all these events listed? Is it under the event tab? I'm not even aware of them.
Well, okay, those 2, the fermented whole list of them has not been sent out yet. And the detox one yet. So those are coming up. I just want to let you know those are coming up. The Nalani one is in the Healthy Starts at Home group we can add you to. And then there's the bar. These are all in Team Transformers' new Voxer chat, so we can add you to that, Susan, if you'd like.
Yeah.
Then there's the bar party tonight. I don't remember what time it was. And it's,
Okay.
do you remember anybody? Okay. And then last night was Bear Grylls and Casey Schloss. Did anybody get
Yeah. Yep. I saw that. That was great.
I heard it was great too. Yeah. I was trying to, do you guys want just a clip of Bear talking about Juice Plus? Okay. I was thinking of what I was starting to work on that this morning. I'll just get a clip of him when he talks about Juice Plus, and that's what we really want, right? So, I mean, he's a great motivational speaker, but we love that. Okay, so do you guys have any events for next week? Next week is the close of business, and it's a good time to keep pushing. Anybody? Okay, I wanted to mention, I mean, it's a good idea to add some events. I wanted to mention that I feel like this is a slower month, so don't get discouraged. But that sometimes means you need to ramp it up so that your paycheck is just as good this month. Because it just seems like the numbers are lower. Maybe people are distracted with school and work and things like that. Or maybe the conversations just aren't going as well this month as they were the other months. And so it's a time of planting seeds. It's a time of realizing that you can't like push somebody into a corner maybe and get them on Juice Plus right now. Not that we do that. We don't push them into a corner. But anyway,
now.
so you know, I think team-wide, our numbers are a little bit down. So it would be good to push more than usual so that our paycheck will be good. Ours is pretty stable because over time your paycheck ends up really, really stable, regardless of the ups and downs.
Because you have a lot more things feeding in.
That's true. Yeah. So I'm not worried for me. I'm just telling you guys it might be a good idea. Okay.
I might do a one simple change Wednesday night. I just have to figure out some logistics. If I do, I'll put it in the group.
Yeah, I was thinking a one simple change would be good. When do you think you would do it?
Wednesday. So I got invited to be part of this pop-up thing, and there's a lot of talking and stuff going on. So our last post is going to be Saturday night, or Saturday afternoon. So I thought if I ended it with a follow-up to an event, that Wednesday would give people enough time to invite and get on and that. So it's on my radar. I just haven't made a flyer or really done anything to make it happen. But it's, if someone wants to do it with me or wants practice doing one, I'm happy to do it. Have a partner.
Sandy's doing one also on Monday at 8:30.
Who is?
That would be great. Sandy.
Sandy.
Can you share that flyer? Sandy's you may like to keep it to herself, but she's really good. Really, really good. Okay.
Let's all surprise Sandy since she's
Yeah.
not here, and do like a Sandy bomb
Let's get on Sandy's.
and just
Okay, so Monday and Wednesday. That's really good. And then
I put my flyer in for Wednesday. I do one every Wednesday at 8.
okay.
and that's
Power
Flower Garden. Right. Okay. Oh, the bar party is at 8 Eastern tonight. Thank you, Gwen. All right, so I'll make sure I put that in the Voxer chat again right now. So let's go ahead and turn the conversation. If you guys could turn your cameras on, that'd be awesome. We love that.
Extra credit.
Extra credit. Or daddy bucks. That's what he says to Emma. She's like, what?
She's like, what is a daddy buck? What can I get with it? Listen, you get enough daddy bucks, you get anything you want.
Okay, so
Wait, when I worked a real job,
right.
there was a joke in the office. I used to call them Dougie bucks then.
Oh.
So somebody would do something good, I'd be like, that's 50 Dougie bucks right there. And they're like, when do we cash in the Dougie bucks? I want something. I'm like, you're almost there.
I don't think it happens, but it's an acknowledgement. So thank you. We like to see your faces. Let's try out turning off the camera here. Okay. So this is what it's like when I'm talking to you and I'm not there.
Wait, no, even better.
Oh, you got to turn yours off too.
It is, but hold on. Okay, guys, we're gonna.
Even better? Or do I take my face
How
off?
do you? Are
Stop.
you the? You're not the.
Oh, I pinned the post. Okay, this is what it looks like when I'm talking to you, but I have my camera on. Okay, Karen's like, I'm getting ready. I'll be there. Karen, you probably have an event too. Who knows? All right. So If we
Hey.
didn't want to see your faces, we wouldn't do this on Zoom. Let's see you and all that's going on. Not nakedness. That's the only thing. Okay, so let's talk about. I call them conversations gone bad. Doug called them conversation fails. So you called it. So
I don't know. I changed.
go ahead, Kristen. Break the ice.
Conversation Rescue 911.
Oh, that's what it was.
This is why we block our screens, because we have food in our mouth.
That's okay. You can have food in your mouth. This is a lunch and learn. This is a business.
Hold on, and we have a child who has a school question. Sorry, quick.
That's
Hi, everybody.
You invented this, Boss A.
I know, but I was at work without my children when I.
Oh.
Okay, write it down and then come.
Look forward to this text to you.
This conversation fails too.
So there's two that came to mind. Sharon will probably remember both of them. And if you're new, I will tell you in 7 years, I've had two really doozies. I mean, there's some wacky questions that come up, but one, and I realized they both had nothing to do with me after the fact. I called Sharon in a panic, I think for both. It was, they were years ago. One was somebody who, she wanted Juice Plus. She just wanted it. She didn't want to hear what it was. She didn't want to hear what it cost. She knew that I gave it to my kids and I liked it and she wanted it and that was it. And I offered to give her the resources. She told me absolutely not. So, okay, I ordered her Juice Plus. One day I get this frantic phone call. Why am I taking money out of her account every month? And I said, what? This ARO that you're taking from my account. What is this ARO you're doing? And I said, oh, that's your Juice Plus. It's your monthly payment. Oh, please hold. Dialect, like when someone talks, like when they have a different dialect, like their words sound different. Dialect, like there's a British dialect, like it makes their language sound different. Sorry. And so I said to her, okay, and I tried to explain it to her, and she just kept ranting that she was trying to make peanut butter cookies, and I ruined her day, and how could I take money out of her account? And I said, I think it would be best right now if we just put your order on hold and you can finish taking what you take and then we'll regroup. And she thought that was a great idea and she wanted to hear nothing of what I said, which is why I ended it that way. So that was it. And then she would, throughout the years, I'd get a message, hey, Kristen, I want to order more Juice Plus. And I'd say, okay. A couple months later, hi, Kristen, I want more Juice Plus. Can you send me your link? Sure. And I was thinking, please get Juice Plus from anybody else. Like, I just don't want to deal with this. And then finally one day she had a death in her family and she said, I really need to do this. And I need to change my health for my family. And her entire tone had changed. And I said, no problem. I'm happy to help you. And she now has an order. I made sure I was very crystal clear on everything before she started. Even when she said, I trust you, I said, no, please, I want to make sure that we are on the same page and that you understand. And she did. She came back. It took a little time, but I think had I yelled or had a fit in the first round, it never would have worked out. There's a part of me that thinks one day she's going to join my team. I don't know. But I was just absolutely caught off guard and terrified. And it was all, I guess, in how you handle it. But it ended up working out nicely. Then I had another person who she was having a lot of health issues. She was a recovering addict. She was having a lot of health issues. She had to go into the hospital. And so I was just talking to her. I've known her since I was 8 years old. And I was telling her, okay, it was a gallbladder thing. And I talked to her through that. And I knew that she had gummies. And I said, while you're there, just make sure you take your gummies, take what you have. And she just started ranting at me about how it was a really inappropriate time. Sharon's laughing because she remembers me calling her hysterical. That it was a really terrible time for me to take advantage of trying to sell Juice Plus to her. And I said, no, you have Juice Plus. I just want you to take what you have. So at least you're getting the nutrition while you're there. And this is also the person who told me that if I didn't place more Rodan and Fields orders with her, she was going to be forced to cancel her Juice Plus with me because she wasn't going to support me if I wasn't going to support her. And I said, I truthfully didn't like the Rodan and Fields, but I didn't want to hurt her feelings. So I said, I don't use it as quickly. And she went on and on about how I was trying to take advantage of her illness. And I said, no, I don't want you to buy more. I just want you to take what you have. And this went on for a little while. And I just, same thing. I just kind of canceled her orders and kind of wiped my hands of it. And I was a wreck because I'm very confrontational. And I realized it was more about her and her addiction and her being in the hospital and not being able to take the meds that they were offering her and the things. And I was just her scapegoat. So when you're in these situations with people, it's never about you. It has more to do with them, and way, way less to do about you. So I hope that helps somebody.
That's good. Reminds me of the saying, hurting people hurt others.
Yeah.
So, keep that in mind. We're the messenger, not the message. The only time I ever got yelled at in 21 years, believe it or not, is when I didn't let somebody's Juice Plus ship. Because I'm always trying to make sure I get a hold of them before I let them ship. Boy, this lady was nasty. So that was the only time. And I pretty much let it ship all the time now. So anyway, what are you doing? I think it's okay.
I don't see the spotlight option here, so I'm going to stop sharing this.
Oh, you're sharing. Okay. I was also thinking, any conversation that you have going on right now, like I have this one with this lady, I sent chewables and I wrote, hey, Jennifer, I think I sent you some gummy samples. Please tell me you received them. I hope the kids like them. So, hello, Sharon, I did. One of them ate them, no problem. My other didn't seem to like them. They're twins and they're 3. So it's not the family health study or anything. So what would you guys say? One of them ate them, no problem. And they're on the autism spectrum. The other didn't seem to like them.
I would use that as our own little health study and see how the one that likes them and takes them, how they are feeling, if they maybe or don't get sick as often, or maybe they eat more fruits and vegetables. I think that would be an interesting study.
Yeah, they don't have to come as a package, even though they're twins. You're right. That's good. I like that. That's not what I said, but that's better.
Tell them that they can model the behavior. That's great. They encourage, the one likes it, and just by his sibling modeling the behavior, he may come along and just keep planting it.
Another thing would be to find out what the child the parent knows what the child really likes, but how do you incorporate the Juice Plus into what they're already doing so that they don't taste it? If depending on where they are on the autistic spectrum, if they drink a shake, or if they drink juice, or if they eat certain foods, for instance, if they'll eat veggies, you could open up a veggie onto the veggies and they can get it that way. If they eat fruit, you can open up a fruit into there, or a fruit into, well, that's not the chewables though, but that would be the capsules. But you could also put the chewables, soak the chewables in water, and then maybe they'll drink it. You never know.
Yeah, definitely.
Hey, it's Michelle. So I always like to go back to why they initially ordered the Juice Plus. So obviously she saw there was a need for her kids. And so one likes it, that's great. The other one who doesn't, I remind her that of the good things that are gonna happen once they start to get it in their bodies. And then I'll offer different solutions like, hey, maybe refrigerate the gummies or freeze them, or give them the red with the green so that there's not one that they don't like more than the other. So I'd offer a bunch of solutions, but just going back to why they initially purchased is important.
I agree with Michelle. I was going to suggest that too. A lot of people do like to mix the red and the green together. Can you hear me okay, or?
You sound like an alien. Sorry.
I like what Michelle was saying, because when you go back to why they ordered them, because sometimes if we talk about taste, even the kids, you ever notice when you're at like a trade show table, the kids, their reference point is like Jelly Bellies and Juji Fruits and stuff, right? So you give them this thing, and we're excited because we're thinking this has the texture of candy. This is because we eat them, and maybe we're eating healthier. So to us, they're sweet and delicious and amazing. But then the kid eats them, and they're like, okay, it doesn't taste as good as jelly beans, you know? So if you get into that situation, I love what Michelle said, just going back to their why of what it's doing for them. And so I think even training the kids as they go, like Stacy was saying, giving them grow juice, like making special juices, or applesauce, like super applesauce, you know, and just like making it fun and making sure they realize it's different instead of trying to like trick them into it being candy.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, has she cut back on other candies? If that's the only candy they get, then they'll probably want to eat it.
Sometimes,
Oh,
co-host.
Right.
Sometimes, they just have a limited palate when they have sensory motor issues. So they might not even eat candy, But I don't really know her that well. She was somebody the doctor recommended that they have. So what I said, and I turned it into the research. So, I could have gone the route. I did say maybe just buy a one person supply, a one child supply. So I said, what would you like to do? It's so good for them. I can give you some tips on what to do. I'm not sure, but maybe you want to buy just one. That way they could share. Sometimes but I like the role modeling. I think that's a really good idea. Sometimes we tell you to refrigerate them or make them into a sandwich with the different colors, or use some behavioral techniques, etc. You can call me if you want. I'm driving, so hopefully this is making sense. But I'm not sure yet. They both have ASD, so textures and things can be difficult for them. It's a lot of money on top of everything else, so we are trying to figure out what makes sense. So then I went, I don't know if you guys want to hear everything I said. You do?
They do.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's kind of a lot. Okay. I have dealt with many children who have texture issues and autism over the years. She did. I don't know if she said autism. I think she did. Yeah. Over the years, I've been recommending and using it for 21 years. My oldest had high functioning autism, so we had a lot of friends with the same because we were all in the same boat. I know it's hard. What's great is they benefit on the cellular level, also sometimes end up craving more fruits and vegetables. I wrote, opening the capsules also works, or should I say is something you could try. Because I at first wrote it's something that works. I can't say that. And then as far as a lot of money, Juice Plus is the only product on the market that is a food product with a safety label and actual research showing it works. There's research showing less inflammation, better immune system, better circulation, absorption of nutrients, and lower homocysteine levels, etc. I like to say it's not like buying a vitamin or a supplement. It's like buying a better body. I could say more about the research, etc. If you want to talk about it, we could get on the phone sometime. Also, please consider it part of their food budget for kale, beet, broccoli, etc. It's 85 cents a day for each child to have 20 fruits and veggies every day. I gave her the real price, $25.50. And then I told her when the child turns 4, because it sounds like she's weighing it all, then they'll get it free with the adult, whatever. Okay, my husband is going to look into the research. So I'm wondering, like, okay, I look back to see if I sent her the research. So I did. I had sent her the research link. And I said, great, the link above will lead him to the journals. Here is also a quick reference guide. I found that on the Freedom Revolution. If you go under the videos, they have the quick reference guide and they have the research summary. So I just got those and she said, thank you. So anyway, it's a lot of work, but it's what we do, right? And so it's for the benefit of that family. And so sometimes they just have to, go through the motions. All right, so let's hear some more, guys. Karen, I think you're talking.
Right now, can I ask you guys this?
Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I had a prospect, I'm not even sure how many years ago I met her. And it happens often, right, where people are healthy, so they don't need Juice Plus. And then all of a sudden something happens. So she responded to one of the random emails that I'll send out with events and stuff going on, and told me that she has an aggressive breast cancer. There was a lot of information, but she's going through and she's trying to do conventional and holistic. She's doing both. So I was really complimenting her. I think that's great that you've looked into that and you've chosen to do both. Da, da, da. So she wants to try Juice Plus. I sent her probably too many, but I get excited to help people with cancer just because both my parents passed away from cancer. So that's like my hot button, you know? So I send her like all these resources. And I even said, you know, this is probably too much, but just, this is my favorite. These are my two favorites. So she gets her Juice Plus. I try and follow up. She's not responding. She's not responding. And, you know, asking her if she's looked at any of the information, and she hasn't. So she says, she comes back in August and says, my daughter does not like the gummies, and her daughter's 16. I feel like at a certain age, suck it up. Does not like the gummies. I've not been able to use the products in over 2 weeks due to the radiation in my next. So she typed a little weird. I could not swallow. Can you talk later this week? I need to cancel and possibly send this back. So I'm like, this is the last thing you need to do is send this back. You need to get this product into your body. Like, you, out of all of my customers, need this nutrition. And I believe so. So I, of course, am like, you know, I would like to talk to you before we send it back. You know, I have information, you know, are you drinking the smoothies? Like, just, you know, you can open up the capsules into the smoothies. I send information, like, and she doesn't respond. So then it just continues with every now and then she'll pop up and respond, you know, I need to cancel, I need to send this back, but she's not letting me talk to her. And I know she, you know, she probably, I don't know, but she probably doesn't feel well. She's going through cancer. She's going through radiation. I don't know what else. I can't even send it back because I'm saying, how much of it did you use? Like, the company needs to know, like, to send it back. I don't even know where to go with this because she's not responding.
Do you have, well, have you tried sending her a letter? Tried sending her a letter, because if she's not responding by way of any way that you're reaching out to her, it may be because of her condition, what she's experiencing, and she's just being overwhelmed. If you send her a letter, you can say what you want to say in the time you want to take the time to draft the letter, so that she knows you are speaking from the heart and that it's about how much you care about what she's doing. And then, and I would always start it when somebody wants to cancel. The first thing I would say is, we can surely cancel. That's not going to be a problem. We can cancel it as soon, you know. However, you might want to consider and then ask the other things. But I think sending a letter might help.
I like.
Yeah, I've called, texted, and emailed, and apparently none of those are working. So I guess I'll try the letter, courier pigeon. You know, I don't know.
You know, I wish I was better at mail in general. I just got a letter yesterday from Heather Caldwell. She's a sideline NFD, and she sent me a card because of Daniel going to the Army. I think that's a really good idea, Alani, like, send cards to our customers who are going through a hard time, whatever, like this. So maybe that would just, you know, make her feel good, and maybe we'll get some questions answered as to whether she wants her shipment or not. But when she feels better, she'll remember you. You know.
I have a question. Karen, when you call her, how is the tempo? Do you ask how she's doing, being very empathetic?
Of course. I mean, both of my parents went through that. So but she doesn't pick up. I leave a message.
I think you're doing your due diligence, you know, so you're above reproach as far as like doing the right thing from a business standpoint. Eventually you're gonna connect. I think it's good that you keep trying. I think the letter is a great idea. My initial thought was, you know, just cut your losses and cancel. But, you know, I love it that you're following your convictions about what is really best for her. And it's like you're fighting for the customer. I love it.
So it is easier for me to let just, the idiots go that are healthy and they don't get it. I'm totally like, you know what, you move on and you do what you want to do. But when somebody's got cancer and I know this can help them, even just from a nutrition standpoint, I definitely fight harder for that. And I may not, we may have to send it back, but we'll see.
Nicole?
What I never understand, oh, sorry. I was going to say, what I never understand from the cancer point of view is, I've heard that before. People say, "Well, I'm doing radiation, I can't take it." But I'm like, well, I asked one woman if her doctors are telling her that she's not allowed to eat fruits and vegetables. And she was like, well, no, didn't say that, but no extra supplements. And then I just had to reiterate that. But I also invited her to, to the event that you all had. But yeah, does anybody know any more about that? I mean, is it really something they can't take?
Yes, from my experience, I have a friend that stayed with me that had breast cancer. And the fact of they can't be around food that's been in a refrigerator. So they tend to stay away from stuff that causes mold and bacteria. So they're not allowed to eat vegetables and fruits that are non-cooked.
I think it's also the same idea with like, you can't take fresh flowers to a cancer patient. Like, I think they can get sick from it if it's, I don't remember if it was the same, the non-cooked, but I think that's why you can't do a lot of the fresh stuff, but I wouldn't.
Because of the radiation and the chemotherapy that kills the cells.
Yeah, because they're immunocompromised.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we also have to remember, guys, that Juice Plus is tested not to have any bacteria, mold, pesticides. Like it goes through many levels.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That.
So her text to me wasn't so much she wasn't allowed to take it. It sounded like she was having trouble taking it because of her throat and everything else. It wasn't that she wasn't allowed to take it, because I feel like I have a pretty strong story with my mom. My mom's oncologist in St. Augustine was totally fine, loved that she was taking Juice Plus. And then when we went to the Mayo Clinic was thrilled that she was taking Juice Plus. And the fact that we have, MD Anderson can't. So I feel like I can overcome that objection. But that's why I was pushing the smoothies for her, because I know when my mom got thrushed and she had other things and she just didn't feel well and whatever, the smoothies were always something she could get down, even if it was a little bit at a time. So that's why I was encouraging her to open up the capsules, do a smoothie, but it just seems like her mind is shut down right now and she just doesn't want to try it, and it could be because and I know she already said she's taking all these other pills. Like, I just think the whole situation is overwhelming for her. And this is probably the one thing, she needs to take, but doesn't see the benefit because she hasn't watched any of the, 13 videos I sent.
I think Arlene's response, and Arlene, if you're at the office, if you can talk, I would love for you to share directly with everybody that. If not, I'll read it. It's so good. Arlene has a great customer base and she really takes care of people and she's a health expert. So share that.
Well, not a health expert, but I just truly believe in just loving on people. Karen is probably the last person she wants to talk to right now. She's going through chemo. She's going through her mind, negative thoughts, and everything. She's also going through Karen, the health coach, versus her professional doctors who they think they know what's better for her than Karen. So Karen is the last person she's going to want to talk to. But if you keep loving on her and just keep sending her messages, I'm praying for you, hope you're having a good day today, give her a few days off, and then you check on her again next week. And then she'll see that you truly care about her and not the product. You're not just harassing her to talk about the product and you want to return this darn product, blah, 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 blah. I think if you just show her, give her some grace, some time, and then love on her, it'll show that you truly care versus you just want to talk about Juice Plus and return this product.
Right. I agree. And I have done that. I've sent texts, how are you feeling, whatever. And I get no response, and I totally get it. Cause again, both my parents went through it. So I'm sure she's not feeling well. I am the least important thing, So yeah, we'll see.
What about you, Susan? Your hand's been up for a while.
Oh, that's okay. I'm patient. I love everything I'm hearing. It's awesome. Thank you. I'm learning so much. But I wanted to touch on three of the things that were mentioned, and I'll be very brief. My brother and sister-in-law, they live in South Florida. They're in Boynton Beach. Very, very healthy, not on any meds whatsoever. They work out. They're like you guys, you know, they're like really healthy and they really never get sick. And when I introduced them to Juice Plus years ago, they said, no, we're good. We prefer eating real food, you know, raw food. And they said, we're good. We don't need it. We're pretty healthy. And I said, oh, that's great. You know, and I'm glad you're eating real food and you're healthy. But I said, you know, and I kind of just share a little bit in tidbits here and there about we can always be healthier. We can always do better for our bodies. And a lot of our whole fresh foods today are lacking some of the most powerful nutrients that we can even benefit from more, because everything is, hold on, sorry. Somebody was calling me and I lost picture. Where was I? Anyways, we could, shoot.
Do more.
Everything's happening at once. Okay. So anyways, they eventually heard what I was saying. I said, all of our foods are harvested so prematurely that you're not getting the best of the best. So now they are like my cheerleaders for Juice Plus. Everywhere they go, they've already referred their friends. They tell everybody about it when they're on the road or on vacations. They bring the Juice Plus to the restaurants with them, and they tell waitresses about it. Like, it's funny, but it is what everyone was saying. You have to be patient, give them grace, give them time to swallow and digest the information a little bit. My neighbor down the street, I'm a caregiver for my father now, who's 99 and a half. And he started with Juice Plus at 89 years of age. I was living in Florida at the time, and I wanted to get I had just started Juice Plus before that, and I saw what it did for my health. So immediately I wanted to put my father on it. And he said, I won't take it unless my cardiologist says it's safe. I literally flew up to Illinois from Florida. I sent his cardiologist all the research journals, medical journals, and I wrote this long letter. And my dad's cardiologist, you know, when I walked in, he looks at me, he goes, are you the Juice Plus gal? I said, yes, I am. And I said, doctor, did you look at all the medical research I sent you? And he says, no, I didn't have to. I researched this years ago. I take it. My whole family takes it. He told my father, you know, Mr. Lasota, this is good. And this is good for you. Take it. Today, my father at 99 and a half years of age, he's so much healthier than he was 10 years ago that they took him off one of his meds and they just reduced his blood pressure meds by half. So the lady down the street who I've grown up with, she's a senior in her 70s. I have been gently talking to her here and there about Juice Plus for over a year, for 2 years. And she has issues as well, health issues. So she just wasn't sure about it, you know, and she finally agreed. I would just kind of revisit the topic with her every now and then. And she finally ordered. As soon as she got it, through this COVID thing, she's a senior who lives alone. She became depressed. So she started seeing a psychiatrist. And she calls me and she says, I'm so sorry to have to call you about this, but my psychiatrist said, I can't take this. I shouldn't take this. And I'm like, did your psychiatrist share why? And she said that it'll probably cause me to detox a little and I might have symptoms from it. And I'm on this new medication for depression. So I looked up her medication and it says can be taken with any food. So I had to gently, without insulting her, offending her or her doctor, I looked up all the side effects from her meds that the doctor put her on. And then I shared with her the side effects from Juice Plus, which are all positive. And then I gently just gave her space, let her digest the information, and she's now taking it. I said, start with one of each for a week or two.
No.
And let's kind of like gently, get you on that. And then also with the gummies for children, my grandson is in the autism spectrum too, and he's just crazy about the gummies. He'll eat half the pouch if I let him. But other children that I've noticed haven't been. So what I've recommended with parents too is like mushing them together or cutting it in fours and maybe adding little pieces of it with something they do like to eat to help it just go down a little bit more until they start acquiring the taste. So that's all I wanted to add.
Good. Awesome. Elaine?
Hi. I was wondering if Karen, have you read the Birth of Juice Plus information from Dr. Santillo? I don't know how to pronounce his name, but he was giving his father, what's it called? Enemas, or not enemas, but he was going in the back door to get the nutrition into his body because he couldn't take anything orally because he was so sick from his cancer. And he lived another, 8 or 9 years or something like that. And so there are different ways to get the nutrition in if she's having a tough time.
I don't think I'm going to suggest she goes in the back door.
Well,
no, I know. I appreciate. I just was being funny. No, actually, I've seen Dr. Santillo speak a few times and I know the story. I think she's at a place where she's not hearing anything though. And I just need to break past that. And I think the letter right now is a good idea, and then just like Arlene said, still continuing to love on her because I haven't done it in a while because I wasn't getting anything back. So I kind of stopped.
So I'd like to redirect a little bit on something we can learn or even discuss in this situation. And that is the doctor. Let's all imagine we are the doctor, okay? Even a doctor like Dr. Kevorkian, he thinks, and doing assisted suicides, he thinks he's doing a service to the patient. He thinks that's good for them.
Is he still alive?
I don't know. But I think we know the story. But so the thing is, the doctors, we used to say this, Joel Herbst used to say this all the time. If we complained about the kids, when I was assistant principal, he was principal, it's like, oh, these kids and da-da-da-da-da, what are we going to do? He's like, listen, the parents are sending us the best they got. And the same thing, the doctors are giving the patients the best care they know how.
In their toolbox.
They've got a toolbox of stuff. Now, Dr. K is dead.
Thank you,
Yeah. So here's the thing. The doctor is still a doctor. Even if he doesn't know everything and he didn't take any nutrition classes, like we know they don't sometimes in college or whatever, he's still a doctor. So as a doctor, they're probably going to be, no matter what, they're going to be a little hesitant to receive information. Now you hear stories. You hear how Sharon, shared the files with so-and-so doctor, and then they come on board. It's pretty rare, though. I mean, we have Lisa Sirota on board, but she was a Juice Plus customer before that. So the whole thing where we're going to go tell the doctor what they should give the patient, that's going to be a tough one. So I think a better approach might be to say, how can we get a doctor to at least look at what this stuff is?
Labels and research.
Labels and research.
Labels and research.
Examples of it. And like saying something like, hey, I was wondering if you could take a look at this because I know that there's a doctor and so in California or whatever that's having a lot of success with patients and really recommends this strong with cancer. And I know some other cancer patients that are taking this and they've had good results. I don't know. I'm just a layperson. Could you look at this research and maybe this could help my friend or my sister or my mom? You know what I mean? So now you're submitting to their authority, just like as an educator, when parents come at you talking about how the kid's supposed to learn and this and that, it's like, well, I've kind of taught a lot of kids, they're all a little bit different. And, so you have to respect that and play into it.
Yeah. The other thing is you can empower the patient. I think, what is it? Isadora Rosenfeld has that book, Power to the Patient. The people can learn for themselves and make their own decisions too. So you could say, I understand the doctor has to, they actually are responsible for your care and it's on their neck and their malpractice, insurance if something goes wrong. I want to tell you what I've learned, and then you can, be your own advocate and figure it out, whatever. So then you can start educating that person. And so just to answer about chemotherapy and Juice Plus, we have lots of people who've done it. It actually helped. So this is a sidebar from what Doug just said, but just so you guys have it clear, the reason why they tell them to go off all supplements is they don't want to create any extra thing that's happening. But also with fruits and vegetables, even besides the mold and the bacteria, they understand that they are trying to, and you can correct me, Nalani, if I'm wrong, they're trying to create free radicals to kill the cancer cells. So our antioxidants are they're trying to create oxidants, mutated oxidants, or no, not mutagenic oxidants or whatever, to actually kill the cancer cells. We're coming in and giving antioxidants. It might actually slow that process for them, is what they might think. But they've seen in other articles that it's fine. But
they err on the side of caution. That's
yeah.
what they
Well,
just don't know.
if I'm a doctor, I've treated a couple thousand people with cancer, and I've had pretty good results overall. And my method is that I'm going to treat them, and we monitor the blood work. And well, I don't want to introduce a variable into the equation, because now when something happens, like, well, was that the Juice Plus? Was that this? So they're going with what they know and what they've probably had pretty good success with, at least in their own mind,
Yeah, so it's really up to the patient. We just provide the information, and we can have them talk to their doctor too.
And like Vela said, be careful about giving medical advice. I'm not gonna lie, I get a little nervous sometimes. Some of the stories that you guys tell about the medical advice, I just don't think it's a good idea. I mean, whether it's weight loss or medical advice, I mean, that can break bad on you real quick. Not just from like a legal point and things like that, but just as far as your credibility goes and stuff. I don't think it's a good idea. I mean, it's fruits and vegetables. I love what who said this? Maybe Carrie Daigle. Like it's fruits and vegetables in a capsule.
Which part
do you get? The fruits or the vegetables or the capsule? It's like, and then I mean, fruits and vegetables speak for themselves. Everybody knows you should eat more fruits and vegetables. So the most important thing is this. Well, is this going to help my diabetes? I don't know. But it's fruit and vegetables with none of the sugar. I mean, that could be a good thing. And I know, and then you can say, well, I know that there's a lot of people having good results with it.
There's a lot of things you could say. I definitely wouldn't say I don't know.
Keep it simple, right? Just keep it simple, like Juice Plus.
Right.
Keep it simple.
Okay, who's got a conversation gone bad? That's the title.
We got time for one more quick conversation's gone bad.
I want to share mine. Happened to me last week, Thursday. This is Nicole. So this person that is not direct to me called me, said, I need you to deposit on my account $76 because they chip out again. And I told you that I don't want it. And now my account is overdraft. And if you don't deposit that money, they're going to charge me for the overdraft. And she kept on going. And I was like, whoa, when was the last time we spoke? So I slowed her down. I said, sure, that's not a problem. Just to calm her down and so she can listen to me. And so I just wanted to let her know that I was not aware of that situation, that she had stopped it, but that's not a problem. I can stop it for her, blah, blah, blah. And I did deposit the money on her account. I trusted her. And because I want her to have a good experience overall, She couldn't tell me why she's stopping it, so I'm assuming it's a financial situation or whatever that is. And in my mind, as a business, time is money, errors are money, and everything is money. So I was like, okay, let me do this right thing, have her in a positive mindset of Juice Plus and me and the person who shared with her. And so I had to kind of like harass her to get my money back, because I called the company, and a good thing was that the shipment never went out, which means that they will get their money faster in their account. And so, but she did. And then we are like in great terms. And I asked her, can I invite you to more events whenever we start doing them? She was like, yes, please. No. So that was just that. And I was like, wow, I've never had that before.
Wow, Nicole. That was pretty good of you. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think the theme is to really just be nice to everyone, care more about them than
Right.
do our own selves or our own agenda, right? Okay, who's got a conversation that's going on right now that they're like, I don't know what to do with this?
Customer service. Like when you think about like Chick-fil-A or Starbucks, like how accommodating and how nice they are.
Yeah.
I
My
mean,
pleasure.
Starbucks, they'll give you anything. They even give Hurley the puppuccino. I mean, anything you want. You don't like your drink? No problem. I'll make you another one.
I love the my pleasure thing. I try to answer that for.
Yeah.
Okay, what else? Conversation's gone bad. We know that one day they might come back, even if they, are having a hard time right now. But in the future, as long as we're loving on them, keeping them in the loop, inviting them to things.
I think I want to get a quick poll from you guys. How many? Because it seems, I think I know the answer, but how many people like enjoy these types of lunch and learns where we're talking about scenarios and stuff? Should we do more of these? Is it good? Seems
I
like
think they're excellent, and particularly for many people who are not here.
Yeah.
But for new people, it helps because a lot of times they're always out of it and they feel like it's just them alone.
Yeah.
And they see that everybody experiences these same situations, and it's not them.
Yes.
It seems to always lead to the right conversation. And I want to encourage anybody that's new or curious to always jump in and ask a question. If you're like wondering, well, Nicole, what about this? Or Karen, what about this? Because, that's years of experience that a lot of us have. And if you're new, you could just cut years off of the waiting time to get experience by just asking the question now,
Yeah.
I'm going to change the subject. Is that good?
Well, you have 3 minutes.
Yeah, 1 minute. So tomorrow, Saturdays, Lunch and Learn, I was thinking that, sometimes we introduce the business to people and we say, hey, come to our sizzle. Whenever we have like these restaurant events or whatever, we invite them to come and just hang out and listen. Well, I thought it would be great to just have a sizzle or a lunch and learn based on our stories and our hopes and dreams for the future with this business. So that's tomorrow at 12. So I want to encourage you to think of 1 to 2 people or more or new people who will come on. And I remember Sherry Ann Bennett one time saying, she's a national marketing director. She said, it doesn't matter when you get a bunch of Juice Plus people together and you're just all picking your nose together, belief is built. Well, we're not going to do that, okay? But we are going to share our stories tomorrow, our powerful, succinct stories. You don't have to be stressed out about that. You just say a few bullet points and also, why you're doing this business, whether it's a health thing or a money thing or whatever. But I think that that's a great way to get people who you might have been talking to about business to say, hey, come on tomorrow's Lunch and Learn. It's going to be real casual. People are going to be sharing their Juice Plus experience and also why they do this business. And so I hope that you guys will come on and invite people, okay?
Okay, so you guys have one on Saturday too then?
Yes.
All right. This my first one, so I don't know what the other ones were about or what
We're
were
about everything.
everything. Okay, but this was really great.
So,
It makes me feel a little bit more connected with the outside Juice Plus world.
yeah,
We're glad to have you.
and bring
Thank
your
you.
bring your new people, bring your team, because the more people around the campfire, the hotter the fire is going to burn. That's what we want.
Hey Sharon, I think that's an amazing idea. When I was a new distributor, they had one like that up here in Chicago at one of our training things. And it was awesome. We all had to line up and we all had to tell even just a few things. It wasn't really our story, but just, have you noticed any benefits since you started taking Juice Plus? What have you noticed? Even though you weren't expecting to. And then when I heard people say stuff, I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot. I used to have that achy knee that woke me up at night. And oh my gosh, you know, like you just start remembering more as you hear other people saying that. So that really built a lot of belief too, because I started taking it for preventative reasons after reading the research, after seeing what a big difference it made for my kids and their health. So for me, but for them to actually say all these different things, these ailments that they had that they no longer had, I was like, oh, wow, I can relate to that. I didn't even realize. You kind of take it for granted when you're feeling well and you forget about it. So I think that's a great idea.
Good. All right. We'll see if you guys can think of, maybe write down right now, 1 or 2 people that you've been talking to about the business that you could just say, hey, I'd love for you just to hear their stories. You know, no worries if you don't want to now join me. I'll be doing this for the rest of my life. You know.
So if you bring them on the Lunch and Learn tomorrow, Sharon guarantees that they'll join your team.
Probably. I mean, it's a no-brainer, isn't it?
If not, she promises to do another 3-way call with somebody else to join your team.
Sure. And if you bring a guest, a true guest, they'll put you in a drawing for 2 to 3 t-shirts.
One for you and one for them if you win.
There you go. I mean, we're just in it for the fun, okay? Bring the fun tomorrow.
And I got a few seedlings left. They're free tomorrow if you come over.
Oh yeah, we do have a
I got a few tomatoes, a few kales.
All right. Who can do it? Who can bring somebody new tomorrow?
Yeah, sure.
Doug, I'll bring a friend.
You know that's an intention, not a goal, right?
Did I say goal? I don't know. I always get that confused anyway. It doesn't matter.
Doug, I'm coming over tomorrow with a friend.
Okay.
Well, bring that friend to the Lunch and Learn, Bella.
They're buying a tower garden when I'm done with them.
Well, she just bought a tower.
She's gonna get another one.
Is it the lady that came over before?
We'll have stuff. We don't have that many seedlings, but you know, there'll be enough. I also got some.
Oh, look, Karen just sent a text to 2 people. All right.
Woo.
The most new distributors also. Whoever's got the most new distributors here, Karen's going to be so like jacked up. The most new distributors you can get on tomorrow at 12 also, you are definitely getting a t-shirt. That's all we can do.
Karen, what's the done deal?
Hopefully you guys like t-shirts.
What do you want it to say? I'll make a new one for
Amazon
you,
gift
Karen.
card? What can we do?
It'll just say Karen.
It'll just say, well, you're killing me because I'm leaving right now to go to a moonshine event with a neighbor.
There you go.
Nice.
And I'm going out, but I will find time to invite some of the people that I have spoken to and try and get some of my team on there to get them on to hear the community, you know?
Hey, Nicole, what's Haslo mean?
Do it.
Do it.
Is that a good shirt, Haslo?
I would love to, yes.
Okay.
Hazlo, más frutas y vegetales. Do it, more fruits and vegetables.
Okay, not just Haslo?
How about Haslo and then just do it?
No. You can't say just do it.
Well, then they know if you say Haslo, but they don't know what
Do
it
what?
means. Just do it.
That's what they're going to ask you.
Nicole's friends know.
Okay. Yeah.
I would wear a shirt that says Haslo.
I would wear one that's-
I already got my own Spanish fruits, vegetables, and berries. I have taken pictures, but I don't like any of them. That's why I haven't shared.
I just thought you didn't like the shirt.
Oh, no, I love the shirt. It's the model that's having issues with the camera.
Tawana, the Dr. Nalani event on cancer is in Healthy Starts at Home group. Have somebody add you.
Oh, Dr. Nalani, can we get that recording, please? How
I
can
don't
we
have-
access it?
Karen has that recording.
Oh,
It
Karen.
was not on my Zoom. It was on Karen's Zoom.
Yeah, I would love to have that recording.
She's already calling
Is
people.
Karen's gone?
She's decided this is incidental conversation.
Well, I'll have one more tip, and then we're gonna hang it up. Shannon got on the
oh yeah.
on the on the feed in the Facebook of this when we were talking about Karen's issue with the lady not responding. She said try a recorded voice message over using the text app, which is true.
Good. Yeah.
Voice.
Yeah, she did leave voice messages on her machine.
That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
But you know how you get it on text? That's super.
Right.
I think Kristen Basse is inviting people right now too. All right, we gotta go, guys. We gotta go make some money. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Make some money.
Bye. See you tomorrow.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.